a Playlyst original.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast,
where we review the pilot episodes of TV shows to answer your question, should I watch this?
My name is Mitu.
And my name is BJ.
And this week, we're watching the listener-requested The Boyfriend on Netflix.
So stay tuned to find out how Mitu would structure her own dating reality show.
Whoa, like people to date me to be on one in competition with others.
You're the producer? I guess you could produce a show for yourself.
Oh, I'm not part of it. I love that. Okay, until then, why don't you tell us what happened in The Boyfriend on Netflix?
Sure. This Japanese reality dating show features a cast of Japanese or East Asian gay or bisexual men. They navigate their daily lives while cohabitating in a shared residence known as the Green Room. Each day, one cast member is selected by the show's unseen producers to run a coffee truck, and that cast member gets to select one other participant to run the truck with him that day. This coffee truck allows the participants to deepen their relationship without interference from the rest of the cast, and periodically, each participant gets only one vote for a conventional date, and mutual matches get to go on that date. Remember, this show is not a competition, and no participants are eliminated.
Well, no participants are eliminated, but there are certainly many opportunities to leave participants out.
Yes, rejection is definitely going to happen.
I do want to get into how earnest this show is. To me, it feels like old school reality TV. The fact that they have a job felt like early seasons of Jersey Shore, early seasons of The Real World. And then the way that they talk to each other, this like really earnest conversation around, what are you here for? Because some folks were interested in possibly friendship, romantic relationships. They even checked in on each other's pronouns. They set shift schedules for like the spa and the shower and the tub. And it just made me think about the early seasons of reality shows before people were going on to kind of manufacture their own drama and themselves ideally become like professional content creators. And so I loved seeing this take. It kind of felt like a reset on the concept.
Yes, it is like a breath of fresh air, and obviously it's still a TV show. It's still edited, but all of these people seem to be there for the idea of making a connection with one or multiple people. And I think what's really interesting about it is that no one seems to be an influencer. No one seems to be there for fame. And they genuinely are like, I just want to see what happens.
I mean, it's evidenced by the fact that they're free to move around. One of the participants, Kazuto, is an izakaya restaurant manager. So he wasn't there as a light spoiler when they all walked in together because he had a shift. And then the next day he got up, he made them breakfast, and he was like, actually, I have to go back to work. So he didn't even do the first like little activity that they did together of learning how to make the coffee. We know that Dai is a student, and he celebrated his 23rd birthday in this first episode. And instead of seeing him celebrate his birthday with this new group of people and kind of feigning as if there is a closeness that you'd want to bring your birthday in with these strangers, he left. He was like, I'm actually going to see my girls. And it was an opportunity for even more interesting and fun TV because we got to see him gossip with his friends about the people in the house and who he has a crush on. Also, I was like, man, you are so 23 years old with love. Like, just the rite of passage of like falling for an attractive, unavailable man, because who he was interested in for much of this episode was not giving him the light of day.
For most of the episode.
For most.
And I think you bring up a good point as well with the way this show is structured. Not only are we seeing outside reactions from people like Dai's friends, and they go to different locations so they're not stuck in the house the entire time, but there's also commentators. There's this panel of 5 individuals who are watching the show with us and reacting because they're not judging them, they're not deciding who stays or who goes, but they're simply looking at what's happening. Just like Me Too, they see some messiness, some drama, and they gasp or they have a strong reaction. And they're guessing, like, who's going to write a letter to who? Who's going to make a move on who? So it's fun to have someone to react with as you watch the show.
The person who submitted the recommendation called this one of the most interesting dating shows in years, which immediately caught our attention. And I think this panel of commentators is especially what sets it apart. It was lovely to have people validate in the moment some of the wild things that were happening. I was not the only one gasping. I assume you were too, or at least reacting strongly. Where I did disagree with them is I thought it was strange that when Kazuto, again, one of my favorites, was at the beach in a very producer-manufactured scene where the producers had them all be in bathing suits, and so they all got to assess each other's bodies and decide their attraction. And everyone was like, I like this on someone's arm or chest. It was very specific what everyone liked. And Kazuto was like, I don't mind. I like people. I don't mind if they have like a little belly or anything. And then suddenly the panel was like, we don't believe this. He might be like too saccharine. He might be too nice. We just don't buy it anymore. I was like, okay, some people can like a little belly. It's all right.
That's a good point. They comment on how people are expressing themselves and their personality. Kazuto is very kind and supportive, cooking for everyone. And the commentators are split between, is he just more mature and maybe sure of himself and taking his time? Or has he put on a facade to meet all of these people and is not opening up? And you also have someone like Shun, who is one of the younger people in the house, who he seems very pessimistic. He is not really excited about anyone yet. And even the panel is worried, like, is he going to make the most of this opportunity?
Especially because he's very serious about finding someone. I was surprised when I read back in my notes that he is one of the younger ones, I think at about 23 years old, when he walked in saying, I'm interested in starting a family. I'm interested in meeting my mate and starting a family. But then he didn't engage in, admittedly, the very messy producer activity. There were two. One, as we mentioned, the beach. So go ahead, go swimming. But obviously, we want you to look at each other's bodies and decide what you like or don't like. And then the other was you could pick one other person to write a letter to that you are attracted to, or maybe want to have a friendship. You're free to write anything. It's anonymous. You can't sign it. And you can not write a letter. And so someone can receive multiple letters because multiple people can choose them. Obviously, no matter what, that necessitates at least one person is not getting one. And then if you're also having at least one person, I think you can guess who, not writing a letter, then that furthers that dynamic of people who did and did not get letters. And they did it in such a messy way because they're in such close quarters where they have these little mailboxes outside of their rooms. So the people in the rooms could hear the shuffling of steps as people were sliding letters into the boxes.
You got to be quiet.
It's heightened. And it was so fun and juicy because at least they told us, the viewers at home, who wrote them. And so I liked that I could see like, okay, this person has a crush on this person, but that person actually has a crush on these people. And these people have a crush on this person. That was very fun.
And we got some fun confessionals where everyone was saying who they wrote their letter to, who they hope to get a letter from. So you already getting a sense of who might have a crush on who else in the home. And I would say there was a third, somewhat messy situation that the producers put everyone in.
Yes.
At the end of the episode, they all go out to like a dance club bar and they're having some drinks. And this is definitely loosening up some of the people's social reins, like Dai, who becomes very talkative and suggests, let's all have a game where we just say who we like.
Okay, we need to talk about Dai because he walked in and I thought, oh my goodness, he's the youngest person here. They're going to eat this man alive. This baby is not ready to engage. He's too cute. He's too adorable because he presented himself as like this really sweet, adorable person. And he is, sure. Also, he made a little move on his crush after the coffee making activity. And then he took it to 11 in a way that I don't want to spoil, but that was very fun at the club. Like, such a messy activity.
He's direct. He goes after what he wants. In
And
each
now,
moment.
in each moment, because at the end of the episode, another gentleman is introduced, which is in the premise of the show. You know how many of them are going to be there.
Mhm.
And Dai may have his eyes on him too. They all do, frankly.
He's a go-go dancer, light spoiler. So they saw what he has to offer.
And is apparently like famous, like one of the most popular go-go dancers in Japan.
Yeah, that's interesting that they have people who might be well known who are then gonna be on this show.
Even when they were chatting with each other at the club, they talked about Usak as like unattainable. Like, whoa, look, I can't believe he's here. This is before they know he's going to enter the house. And they all talk about how famous and untouchable he is.
Mhm.
And then it turns out, no, he's not untouchable. He's actually going to be your neighbor in a shared home.
So before we wrap up, what do you think about the structure of this show? Do you like the idea of them running a coffee truck together, like working together? As one of the commentators mentioned, you see a very different side of people in a work environment.
100%. I really like it. I don't like the cafe name that they used AI to come up with. Really horrible,
That was disappointing.
terrible, great example of what using AI to generate copy will do for you. Whew.
And they tried to think of names, and they had so many words and potential things going on, but no, they gave up.
The other things that they had come up with, while simple, were better than where they landed, certainly. And then also, as a side note, I can't stand like a super fancy coffee shop if I'm hungry or in a rush. There is a coffee shop that you know that I love that is near me, and they have a really elaborate coffee and matcha making station where they will really take their time to make you the perfect cup of each.
Yeah.
But you're going to sit there for like 20 minutes. And it's just wild. Not every day can you do that. And it feels like that's what they're doing with the pour over coffee. But with that said, that's a lot of time for these guys to get to know each other. And it's so fun and messy, like a great added element to be like, I choose you to come with me today. Because that could mean a number of things, because they've structured the show as like explore, have fun, have your crushes, maybe friendships. So you don't even necessarily have clarity of why someone is choosing someone and leaving others to hang out in the green room.
I agree. I think it's a really clever way of setting up the weekly dates on this type of reality show. And I hope they keep adding in the random challenges like write a letter to one person.
Of course you want the like messy, leave some people out challenges. I saw the smile on your face when you said write a letter to one person.
I think because writing a letter is a great way to convey your feelings.
Yeah.
And it's like, did you give out Valentine's Day candy when you were in school?
To everybody in the class.
But you didn't have the like special Valentines you could send to individual people?
No.
Oh, we did. You could pay to have like special Valentines delivered to people. Delivered to people. In high school, yeah. It was like a fundraising thing.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about when I was a kid, like in elementary school, and you bring like a piece of chocolate for everybody. No, I never engaged in something like that.
Because you didn't receive letters, I guess.
Okay. Whoa, we're getting a little harsh here. But I know what design my reality show would not have, and it would be BJ as a producer.
So you don't want ratings.
Speaking of, what would you rate The Boyfriend on Netflix? Now back for season 2.
Yes, I would rate it, would watch again casually. I like that this reality dating show feels fresh. I like that it's not a competition. There's no elimination, and that it really is focused on everyone getting to know each other. What do you think?
I completely agree. I really enjoyed this show. I think I would actually upgrade it to a would watch again seriously. And the way that I would watch it again seriously is it's so cozy and fun and messy, but not in the messy way. Reality TV Hive, you will understand, that is like sometimes like grating on you, like taxing. And so this would be like, I start it Sunday morning, which is quite literally what I might do this weekend, and just watch it for a long time as like a nice, cozy activity.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Now, give us just like a high-level rundown of what your reality dating show would look like.
So it would be Who Wants to Be BJ's Best Friend?
Oh, okay, we're done. So let's wrap up. Unfortunately, the show got canceled. What a bummer.
Man, right out the gate, huh?
Well, BJ never showed up to set, so it caused problems.
Fine. Where can people find more episodes of the Pilot Podcast where they can at least listen to you?
Yes, you can be my friend when you listen to us on thepilotpodcast.com, or you can listen to me whenever you want when you follow us on your favorite podcast platform.
You can also follow us on social media at The Pilot Pod, and you can send thoughts, feelings, show recommendations, because every other week, just like this one, we do a show recommended by you, our wonderful listeners. Thanks for listening.
Bye.